So no clickbait, I'm not building up the drama for 10 minutes only to hit you with a big old happy yes, I still love Suno. Heck no. If this video was my first experience using Suno, I probably would have rage deleted my account and just moved on. And that's really wild because in my last video about Suno 4.5, I was blown away, legit impressed. I was calling it a radio jingle game changer. And apparently so were a lot of you. You sent me messages, you sent me jingles, and honestly, some of them were even better than mine. But what I want to do is share a few of those amazing listener-created jingles with you, specifically from two radio dudes who are absolutely crushing it with Suno. They've cracked the code and are still getting radio-ready results.
We are on the air.
I'm Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and let's kick things off with Rob Walker. He runs Hot 100, his internet station, and he's been sending samples of all these jingles he's cooking up with Suno, and they're good. Rob's been in the biz for decades, from small to major markets. He's rocked mics as a talent. He's been a program director, a creative director. That's why these are so good. And coming up, he's got a jingle masterclass for you.
The new Hot 100. The most music. Hot 100. The new Hot 100. Non-stop music. Hot 100.
Oh my goodness, Rob Walker, we bow to you for whipping Suno into submission. I mean, how the heck were you able to squeeze that jingle juice out of Suno?
That's a great question. And honestly, I started with the prompts that you did in the very beginning when I first watched your videos. And I was in the same boat you were in. This is pretty cool. I can make these jingles. And then I was making songs, right? And I would have to cut them down. And it didn't sound like a jingle. I eventually started messing around with the prompts and giving it some very specific guidelines. And all of a sudden, it started to spit out jingles.
The most non-stop music. The new Hot 100.
The problem is you go through a lot of credits until you get the ones you like. And when I write a prompt, I'll sit there and I'll just mash the button 10 or 15 times and it'll make 10 or 15 cuts or 30 cuts, right? Because it does them in doubles. And then I'll listen to the ones I like. I'll save the ones I like, mark them, right? Favorite them, pull out the stems, and then do a little magic on it. But once you get the prompts kind of fine-tuned, you really are getting broadcast quality jingles.
The new Hot 100. The most music.
And I think really that's what's cool about it. The fact that I'm sitting here, in my spare bedroom in the bustling metropolis of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, cranking out a jingle package, and it sounds good. I mean, that's great stuff.
Oh, it's wild. We're really only limited by our imagination. And there's no more excuses. It's not really a money thing. You just have to have the patience and the time to keep hitting regenerate.
Yeah, and you have to have a little bit of production acumen too. And you talked about that in one of your other videos that, sometimes they're not quite broadcast ready. And if you've got a library of some sounds and and I think anybody who does this has a library of production effects, either the ones you stole from the production room when when you left, or you went and you bought something, sticky effects or something like that when they have them on sale. Even some hits, impacts, some whooshes, and all of a sudden you've got some stuff that is just smoking hot.
And I find, I'd say 80% of the time, I'm separating whatever Suno gives me, stripping it apart with stems. And for anyone who's new to this, it's basically you're separating all the different musical layers. You're putting the vocals on its own track and then usually the music on a separate track. So now you have the ultimate flexibility to remake, rework, remix those jingles. Because a lot of times there'll be just some either glitches or you won't like maybe the opening first couple notes of a jingle. You bury the parts that don't work with some of these sound effects, like a whoosh you bury the bad parts in that mix.
Triple X 80s.
As exciting it is to talk about radio jingles, why don't we jump into your Suno? Let's look under the digital hood here, Rob, and play back some of the jingles that really kind of even surprised you, that you really dig.
Okay, let me share this with you here so you
Great,
can kind of
let's see
the
it.
whole shebang here. This prompt that I wrote is a little bit of your prompt, Jeff, and it's high energy polished radio jingle bumper under 10 seconds in duration. Style is 90s pop, strong female vocals, features 1 to 2 seconds of intro music followed by a vocal hook with sung lyrics that start immediately after a sonic impact and carry through the full length. No long intro, no instrumental sections. The vocal ends on the beat. This right here, that line, the vocal ends on the beat, is what turns your cut into a radio jingle. So let me play that.
That's some jingle juice for you right there. Write that down.
It's that line.
Non-stop music all summer. The new Hot 100.
So, that is almost broadcast ready, right? That jingle is ready to go, but I've got variations of that. So if we look at this, that was the nonstop music all summer. Some of these are not great. And these are all the ones that I just clicked the like button with to kind of filter them out. But let's take a little listen here.
Non-stop music all summer. The new Hot 100.
Yeah, okay.
Non-stop music all summer. The new Hot 100.
So that jingle, I actually took and mixed out because I didn't like the way the slur kind of happened at the beginning where she kind of went. So I just took and made a mix out of that that created a little bit of a bed and then just the new Hot 100 at the end and then mixed voiceover.
Some of the ones you sent me, let me just look, like your shotguns.
Yeah.
Those are, well, there's just one shotgun. Maybe some of the zings.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought the shotguns were really punchy.
The new Hot 100. The most music. Hot 100.
Are you doing post-processing on that and adding reverb and maybe a little echo?
Some of them are coming that way. Some of them are coming with reverb and doubling on the end of them. It's just, what you get out of it is just amazing. And that's why I'm like, you got to just keep hitting the button, right? This one's called Double Attitude.
Hot 100. Hot 100.
I didn't do anything to that. That's it came out of the box that way.
And you're attributing some of the radio ready production style to that last sentence you said.
Vocal ends on the beat. That changed everything because now, and you've probably recognized it, it'll start to make some cuts for you. And then all of a sudden, it's got some music tag out and, some other goodies. I don't want any of that. I want that vocal to hit right at the end to just slide into that next song, and vocal ends on the beat, bam, it'll say, Hot 100, the most music, bam, right into the song, and it sounds like Z100, baby.
Hotter music mix. Hot 100.
And now we're getting closer to having this push button approach where it's just a jingle box. It's a jingle factory, waiting for 50 mouse clicks. But you really have to adopt this Las Vegas mindset. It's like sitting down with your free drink and you're just pulling that lever until you hit the jackpot.
Right. You have to also be able to say, you know what? This isn't working for me today, so I'm going to get up and walk away, because Suno gets poisoned and it has a tendency to start to create nonsense.
Totally awesome radio.
Totally awesome for radio station exciting.
And once it creates nonsense and your prompt is just giving you garbage, you have to stop, wipe everything out, and come back.
And just tweak. Maybe it's just changing a couple words and that's enough to set the bot straight and start putting out.
And that's another thing. If you're using call letters, write the call letters phonetically, or if you're using, do you use when you write triple X 80s, do you write XXX? You write
No.
triple X, right?
TRIPLE.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. When I do Hot 100, I write Hot, ONE, 100, because if I don't, she'll sing Hot 100. And, right. And it's like, oh, it doesn't work.
And that's another important tip to keep iterating, keep trying new spellings, punctuation, spacing things out.
Yeah, even a space, right? Even a pause. If you put a dash in, you can get a nice break. Well, I sent you some of those prompts that I used, and feel free to share them, right? Like,
Thank you.
Just
wow, folks,
share
you're
'em.
in for a treat.
Yeah, share those things. The other thing that I think is really important that a lot of people, and I don't know, maybe people are messing with it or not, but those sliders at the bottom are important, and the weirdness slider is huge. If you turn that weirdness down and turn the style up, you're going to get something that feels more musical and less wonky, I guess.
Wacky,
yeah. Because I get, if I leave the weirdness even at 30%, I get like the screaming, you know what I'm talking about? The screaming Asian, like K-pop voice. And I don't want that. I want that rich, that rich disco diva female voice. That's kind of the sound for my jingles. And when you find one you like, you can save it as a persona.
And Rob, if you could share your settings, that would be awesome.
I like to leave it down here, 5%, because I want a little bit of weirdness, but I don't want things totally weird. And then style influence will keep it kind of where it feels musical and doesn't get really off track.
Just so people know, they default at 50% for both. Yep. And you're injecting a lot of oddball wackiness at 50% on that weird slider.
Yeah, I got a couple.
And you're not going to be happy.
This was an interesting little prompt. This is the shortest prompt I've ever used. Short, bright, up-tempo radio ID bumper jingle in the style of EDM pop. Duration no more than 10 seconds. Vocal only is written. End with the vocal on the beat.
Hot 100.
I love that shout at the end. That's really fun.
The problem is sometimes they just don't sound like they're native English speakers.
Hot 100. Dance to it.
Okay, so I use that one. That was a radio ready cut right there.
One other point we really have to hammer home: don't air 15-second jingles on your station. Especially, and I hear this, and people are enamored, and I get it. It's very exciting. Oh my God, I got robots to sing my station name and spit something out in a WAV file. This is the best day of my life. I get it. It is exciting, but you still have to be mindful of the listener's experience. You are offering them zero value if you play a little short song that takes 22 seconds and it's just your station name repeated.
And I think the other part of it is you have to be deliberate in how you use them, because, there's an art form to programming jingles in between records. And that has been lost, I think, recently. I mean, yeah, can you just put a bunch of jingles on and make it sound good? Yeah, probably. But again, I do this because I love the art form of building that flow. And I think people who do internet radio, that's why we do it. I mean, we're not doing it because we're like, hey, we want to play, Debbie Deb when I hear music 100 times. We're doing it because we like to create that magic. And I know you do with the things that you do on Triple X 80s. You're more interested, I think, in creating the experience for the listener than you are of like playing the records, right? Like, because Huey in the News, like I could play Huey in the News every day, and I Want a New Drug is a great song. But if you've got that retro rewind feature that talks about the record, right, and then coming out of it, it's got a jingle or it's got a listener drop or something, like that's That's the stuff. That's why we do this. And that's why these jingles from Suno are so cool. And that's why the voices from 11 Labs are so great, that you can grab those voices and add that texture to your station. This is the stuff that for single radio guys, right? Guys that have it in their upstairs bedroom, this is like, it's a whole new world. I've got a staff now.
My God, Reverend Rob Walker preaching, baby. Yes, pass the plate. Well, no, I mean, you've just, set it up brilliantly, and it just echoes this running jaw since I started this nutty little YouTube channel. I've always said the music is not your product. No. Come on, your listeners have 6,000, 10,000 other sources for that same damn Debbie Deb song that I barely like playing once. So if I could dress that up and create an experience that you can't get anywhere else on your 10,000 other choices, then I've created maybe a linkage in your brain to, that's a station that actually wants me to have the full 80s experience, not just a singular, song.
I always told even my jocks when I was working in commercial radio, right, as a program director, I would say to these guys, I'm like, look, we're creating something bigger than the songs. And being able to recognize that the songs are the bricks that build the foundation, but the mortar that glues everything together are the jingles, are the phone callers, are the stories that you're telling, are the content that you're delivering, the fact that you're talking about Bill, who works down at the lumberyard and is going to see Garth Brooks this weekend, right? All of those, that's the stuff. That's the magic behind it, because they can get those records anywhere. They've got, Spotify and YouTube, and what they want is the experience that you're giving them.
Yes, exactly. You see, I'm not the only radio nutter who's preaching this stuff. While Rob is smashing it, we have to rewind for a second, because if I'm being honest, this whole video started because I had a very different experience with Suno recently. Something definitely has changed. I mean, when I first tested Suno 4.5 for radio jingles, the output was strong. I was so impressed, I even created that free Suno jingle guide with my exact prompts and settings, and people like you maybe, and definitely like Rob, actually used it and got great results. But recently, I went back into Suno to try out their 4.5 Plus model. And some of the stuff I got back would have made me cancel my AOL subscription in '98. I love it. Maybe that should be my new slogan. Triple X 80s. Oh, rad. Then it just started putting out a bunch of instrumental tracks. But I have to say that blast off was a nice touch.
Totally awesome radio! Triple X8!
Triple X8. Now, is that 11 X's or is it 8 X's? Anyway, far too dirty for this channel.
Totally awesome radio!
The majority of the crap souffle was served up using this Model 4.5 Plus. I just was not impressed, and thankfully, they did refund a bunch of these credits. So that's really important. If you don't like something, you smash that thumb down. It wasn't all bad, and a big tip to help organize a lot of the junk is to filter by liked tracks only. And that's really important. Whenever you generate a track that you dig, hit the like button, and that'll make organization so much easier down the road.
Totally awesome radio. Triple X8.
Triple X8.
Triple
This is your brain on Triple X 80s after 3 bourbons. If you haven't already, I still encourage you to try Suno out. And the best way to do that? Well, come on. Just grab my updated Suno Jingle guide. Yes, it's totally free. No gimmicks, no upsells. Just the real Botox-free prompts that work for me and a bunch of you. You want it? Well, you get it right down there. The link is in the description. But that said, I'm not ready to call time of death just yet either. Because there's one more guy I want you to meet who still is making Suno sing. Chris Kelly keeps things bubbling at thefizzradio.com. And I want you to put your ear hole on one of his jingles.
The Fizz Radio, thefizzradio.com. The Fizz Radio, thefizzradio.com.
Before we dive under the digital hood here, Chris, tell us, the majority of those jingles, when did you create those? Were those created at the time of my first very positive, flowery video, or?
Yeah, I think there were a few that I sent you that were created with the old version of Suno. I've had good experiences and bad experiences with the old one and the new one. One of the things I've noticed with the update is, getting actual, jingle length jingles, right? The short versions.
I found that too with 4.5 from a couple months ago, but this time it was just like Grandpa driving after dark, after a couple martinis, all over the place, barely getting to where we need to go, most of the time ending up in the ditch. Maybe we do this, because those jingles sounded great. Let's pinpoint the ones you recently created. Then we can work backwards. So maybe if you want to pull up your Suno account so we could really
we could look at those
peek
in
behind the
Suno.
curtain here and get the juice. The jingle juice is flowing.
The Fizz Radio, thefizzradio.com.
And one of the things I noticed is if I put in, I'm looking for an 8 to 10 second radio jingle or bumper or something like that, it does a lot better job of giving me a sometimes 11 or 12 seconds, but still a short version. If I leave that out, it'll kick out a 45-second song. So all I wanted my jingles to say, I was trying to promote the URL. My lyrics are just, the Fizz Radio, thefizzradio.com, and I spelled out .com for it. And I tested with nothing at the end here, no punctuation, and it tended to just kind of go off on tangents. And so I added an exclamation point, and now it hits that .com.
I think Rob shared a stellar tip that I cannot wait to try. He said the world of AI jingles cracked open for him when he added one sentence to the end of every prompt. And I'll put it on the screener because I'm going to mangle it. He said it made all the difference in the world of producing broadcast-ready content.
I was experimenting yesterday, and I got some that had some instrumental pieces. Either it would do, thefizzradio.com, and then have the instrumental would go on for maybe sometimes 8 or 10 seconds. And then I got one that had the Fizz Radio and some instrumental and then ended with the URL, thefizzradio.com. And I'm like, man, those would be cool donuts.
The Fizz Radio,
More retro pop and classic alternative is coming up in 3 minutes or less.
thefizzradio.com.
We always say, don't think you're stuck with that, whatever Suno spits out. It's up to you to take it to the finish line in Adobe Audition or Audacity and really fine tune it and add other elements. I'm always, being all 80s station, if Suno spits out a jingle with too many long instrumental parts, either I chop those up or I drop in movie drop-ins to fill those holes and hit the post of the next sung vocal cue in the jingle. So now it's a much more immersive 80s-esque experience.
Awesome Radio.
I am so sure.
Triple X 80s.
What's this one?
The Fizz Radio! thefizzradio.com!
Where's my lighter, damn it?
I got my lighter out.
Heck yeah, you do. That's such a great style and so different from Rob's. Rob's were very kind of top 40, and a guy I interviewed a while ago, RJ with villageradio.net, his too had such a unique style, and that's the beauty of where we're at. We can custom fit our jingle package to the personality of our station, where in the old days, those classic jingle packages, you only had a couple styles to choose from. They did it their way, and they all had their own audio motifs, but we couldn't really get granular and say, no, I really want it more grungy. Well, that's not what this package is,
Yeah, unless you wanted to, hire them to develop a package just for your station.
Oh, my. And now cha-ching, forget it.
Right?
Do you want to experiment with something? I'm going to give you, I have it in my email, Rob's magic sentence that changed everything for him. let's do this. Let's take one of your prompts that you use a lot and just add that sentence to the end. Maybe we rework it so it's not redundant, but let me go get that. The password is vocals must end on the beat. This is it, Rob. Your entire jingle reputation's on the line now. We're going to see.
The Fizz Radio! TheFizzRadio.com!
I mean,
The Fizz Radio! TheFizzRadio.com!
that definitely ended on the beat. Pyrotechnics going off behind me.
Yeah, drop it down to 4.5. Yeah, let's try 4.5 because, God, the plus has been more of a minus for me.
The Fizz Radio. The Fizz Radio.
It didn't finish the sentence.
No, it didn't. And they do that sometimes.
The Fizz Radio. TheFizzRadio.com.
Well, it is ending on the beat.
Yeah, and I'm digging that one. I mean, for my station, what I don't have are any like slow jingles.
Okay.
Right, so that would be a nice one to kick into a slower song.
Yeah, a tempo change jingle, which are great. And for this, something else Rob does, he doesn't have any lyric tags. He just has, so no bracketed tags. Yeah, I'm curious.
The Fizz Radio. TheFizzRadio.com.
I mean, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
The Fizz Radio. FizzRadio.com.
A pump.
So it had that little element at the end.
Yeah, I'd cut that off, but still, that's a great jingle. That's totally usable. So where does that leave us? Am I still in love with Suno? Well, that's complicated. It's not a total breakup, but it's definitely one of those we need to talk kind of moments. And if you're just getting started with Suno, just don't expect gold right away. You're gonna need patience, some trial and error, and definitely a few cold beverages to get you through all those head-shakingly bad takes. But bottom line, I do think the upside is still there. And if you lean into the right prompts and you study what Rob and Chris are doing, you still can create some amazing radio jingles using AI. I'm Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and before I unplug the on-air light, a little reminder, the free Suno Jingle Guide is in the description. Give it a download, try it, tweak it, and share your results. I love hearing what other jingle nerds are doing out there. And what I really love is what you're about to do with that mouse clicking finger. Yeah, hit like and subscribe if you feel this wasn't the worst video that you've seen on AI radio jingles. And until our next little radio rendezvous, you keep rocking those mics all over the world.